The single over 40 aging woman epidemic. The epidemic. We all get older, don't we? We all age. However, because beauty standards are so important, how one looks is so important, especially nowadays, and especially for the modern woman. Now, to be a hot 20-plus-year-old thing is, it's one thing, but then to see it fade, to have it fade, it's another thing, isn't it? And as we can see right now, there's a lot of women panicked about it. They're just panicked. When on one hand, they should be more calm, more chill, shouldn't they? Shouldn't they?
So as you know, in December I turned 40.
Okay.
And I've made a couple of TikToks about it. I
Lovely.
didn't enjoy the last few months of my 30s as I should have.
Damn.
And since I've made those videos, there's a lot of comments from men in particular and some toxic women that
Wow.
suggest or say that you expire around 24, 25, 30, whatever the number is.
Men and toxic women are saying, telling this woman, oh, now you expire around this time period. Like roasting and cooking this woman.
You expire.
I hope you're focused and on your square. But do they have a point? Are they just trolling? But regardless of any of that, whether they're trolling or, just insulting this woman, why did she turn around and make this video? Because she's going to try to prove a point and compare herself to now compared to when she was 24? Why? Well, let's find out.
25, 30, whatever the number is. And then sometimes there's a scientific, some people, facts, whatever. I'm sure it's out there. There's studies, whatever. I don't
Science.
care. I'm going to show you a photo of me when I was
Okay.
24 years old.
Evidence.
Okay?
Okay.
And you tell me whether I expired visually.
Expire.
Why are you even doing this? Like, what point are you trying to prove? Are you so what? Did the comments bother you so much you had to make this video? You had to prove a point. See, I'm going to make this video and show you that no, I'm better now. The modern me is better than I was back then. But why? You see, this is why a lot of men question the insecurity of certain women when they say the age thing doesn't matter. They don't care about it. But it's why are they making such a big fuss about it? This is why a lot see it as an epidemic, because even if nothing's being said, or even if things are being said to a certain degree, the reaction is quite strong, isn't it? But then again, we understand why, don't we? It's a loss of, some would say, power.
At 24, and then I'm
Okay.
going to show you a photo of myself on my 40th,
Okay.
and I am 40 now.
Go ahead.
And the reason why I'm making this is if there's anyone out there that is feeling horrible
Okay.
about being 24, 25, 30, whatever, I want you to rewire your brain and start thinking differently because you haven't peaked. It is possible to, become more yourself as you age. And
Okay.
I'm going to call bullshit on that. You are whatever you think. If that's what you think, that's what you're going to become. But I guess I haven't really thought about it. I've just always wanted to better myself. Okay? So here is a photo of me when I was 24 years old.
Okay. Okay, yeah. We can see this woman's in her 20s, yeah. Okay. What point is she trying to make? The interesting thing is, she was actually more natural here, wasn't she?
This is me. This is 24-year-old me.
Why do your lips look so different? I mean, your lips look a lot different, don't they? I mean, did you do something to them? I'm just saying.
And this is 40-year-old me.
Okay, what's your point?
Sorry, that's the only photo that I had on my 40th birthday.
But what is your point? Lovely woman, look, lovely woman. What is your point though? What point are you trying to make? What are you trying to prove here? You see, regardless of what you're saying, it doesn't negate certain things, does it?
Sorry, that's the only photo that I had on my 40th birthday. And I haven't had any major cosmetic procedures done, okay?
Really?
I taught myself how to do eyebrows. Yes, I have lashes because I don't have lashes. And yes, I got filler the
Of
last
course.
time in November 2023, and it will not go away.
Okay, so of course you did some cosmetic surgery, didn't you?
Expire.
Maintenance. It's understandable maintenance. However, the point she's missing in showing that younger, more natural, organic version of herself is, woman, you've aged, yeah. You look your age. It doesn't mean you're a bad looking woman. However, you're not 24 anymore. You're not 24 anymore. All the leverage you had at that age is gone. You're comparing yourself to your 24-year-old version of yourself. And we get it, you're saying you're better. We get it. You're saying you still look good. We get it. You're going against what people are saying. And I'm not expired. I'm still a lovely woman. Okay, we get the point. However, reality still exists. It still stands. There are a lot of things that just, yeah, it's not happening anymore, is it? It's like, come on. Yeah, how much time have you got left? Yeah, to do certain things. Because come on, look, if you're going to start a family right now, it's going to be difficult, isn't it? Eggs are gone. And like you've said, science, fact is what doctors say. It's what doctors say. So we understand trolls are insulting you, telling you you expired, but come on. Times are different now, aren't they? You're not that 24-year-old chick anymore, are you? Pointless to compare yourself to her.
So don't listen to what anyone says. Yes, we have a biological clock that's ticking. If you want to have children, the earlier that you do it, the better.
Exactly.
But nowadays we are seeing women in their 40s having children.
Yeah, just about at a push, a very difficult, struggling push. But okay, seriously.
And as long as you menstruate, it's possible to have a child. Are your chances decreased as you age? Yes, science backs that. Is it impossible? No.
But do not miss out the part as to how expensive it will be the older she is. It could be a lot more expensive. So she or her man would need to be extremely financially stable. Don't forget to add that as well. Come on. It's always going to be about the money somewhere.
It is not. Okay? The reason I made that is because I'm tired of seeing these comments from men trying to age shame us, trying to tell us that we're no longer beautiful after 24, 25, and 30 is when we peak. And I'm calling bullshit on that.
Damn. So a lot of men on the internet told you that you peaked at 30 and it's just downhill from there. It's just plummeting downhill, like face first. In some cases, literally. In some cases, face first. Damn. It's interesting. The world can be cruel, can't it?
There's a lot of things that happen to men when they hit 30 and even 40.
Of course.
In terms of women who turn 40, that's when we hit our sexual peak.
Okay. But I mean, how many people want it by then?
And I have experienced this myself. Men in their 40s can't keep up. Okay? Let's leave it there.
Yeah, let's leave it there because you're starting to talk too dirty. Yeah, calm down. Calm yourself down.
Our sexual peak?
We get it, you're older and more freaky now, but calm down.
I have had the pleasure over the past few days of being able to talk with lots of women my age.
Okay.
And I'm noticing a pattern. Okay. And that pattern is that we are all kind of waking up to the fact that we have been sold a lie.
Damn.
And we are having to grieve this idea of this lie, if you will, that we've been sold.
Now, what lie is that? What lie is it? You see, the common thing we see nowadays is a lot of women saying, we've been sold a lie.
We have been sold a lie.
And there's like so many are saying it, but what lie have you been sold? What lie has been sold to them so much that they act as if men haven't been saying certain things for a long time? They want to ignore certain things that have been said for a long time. It's like, yeah, of course you've been lied to. Certain systems wouldn't work if you didn't believe the lie. Sadly. One of the most humbling things to women is, it's age, isn't it? It's time, isn't it? As we can see.
And that is that if we just are good people and we work hard enough that we will attain some level of success. And then some of us actually get there and we're like, okay, I still feel really empty and I still feel really lost and I feel very unfulfilled. And so this can't be it. This can't be the be all end all of what I've been sold. And so I feel like a lot of women in their late 30s and 40s are really looking for purpose and meaning, and like there has to be more.
See, this is the point. This is why it's an epidemic, because why is it always this age bracket? Why is the panic at that age bracket, regardless of what men say, regardless of whatever nonsense men want to say? Women themselves, it's an internalized thing a lot of women feel within themselves.
We have been sold a lie.
But I mean, why? How is it happening? Again, the blame can be shifted and just put onto men in society. But sadly, I think a lot of women do realize when they reach a certain point that they could have done things differently, couldn't they? They believe the wrong people, the wrong groups, the wrong cults, whatever. Their ex-boyfriends ruined them, whatever. Feminism, whatever. The point is, why is it always around this age bracket they have like these heavy and strong revelations in mind, body, and soul, and sexually as well?
Our sexual peak?
Come on, just making a point. The epidemic is partially because of what women are seeing on the internet as well. Yes, men are going to act like men and be men and just say what they say and act like they act. However, it's something women themselves are internalizing because of the internet as well. I'm just saying.
Then me just going to work every day and taking care of my family because I'm doing all those things and I still don't feel fulfilled. So if that's you, give me a little follow because we're going to be talking a lot about this.
I need women in their 40s and 50s who were late bloomers in the realm of love and relationships and family to stitch this plea. If you were somebody who wanted marriage and partnership and children, but didn't meet your partner until much later than you expected, didn't have children until much later than you expected, please share your stories, because the women who are in their 30s and really starting to worry and feel that pressure of like, is it gonna happen for me? I feel like I'm running out of time. What about the biological clock? We need to hear more stories of women who did love and life and relationships and marriage on a later timeline than we're conditioned to think is normal.
Okay, let's use this perspective, the late bloomer perspective. All women are, running through their 20s and getting ran through in their 20s, busting open in their 20s and clubbing it up, smoking and drinking it up, having abortions and whatever. Yeah, all women aren't doing that in their 20s. A decent amount of women are just naturally late bloomers. Yeah, okay. So what about women in this case? I'm going to make this point here. Late bloomer women, I'd categorize slightly different. Because, okay, yeah, she's a woman in her 30s to 40s, late bloomer. Somehow, her first real relationships, boyfriend, whatever. I mean, if it's her first sexual relationships at that age as well, I mean, okay, that's the benefit she has. Because, yeah, okay, she's older. However, less bodies. Yeah, less ran through, if we're being crude, but being honest as well. Some men may see that as slightly more value simply because, yeah, with time, a lot of women can get ran through by a lot of men, if we're being honest as well. Come on. But if some women manage to maintain their dignity for so long, it's like, okay, that's on one hand impressive. Another hand, like, okay, why? That's a bit weird. But it can also benefit the woman. Yeah, she hasn't been ran through, and okay, it's interesting. You're still a certain age, however, you have the benefit of not being the ex-boyfriend of at least 60 men.
Because when we think it's rare, when we think it's the exception for a woman to meet somebody and get married at 35 or 40 or 45, then we think like, well, of course, like, I guess it could happen for somebody, but that's just one person. That's not me. We need to really start believing that it's much more common than we think. And also to have a sense of trust and faith that your life is happening at the timing that it's supposed to. And you don't always get to know what that timing is or control it. It doesn't make sense when it's happening, but it makes sense in the reverse. So if you are one of those...
I mean, sadly for some women, they've run out of time. They literally have run out of time. They're burnt out their younger years and there's no time left, sadly.
Someone who has one of those stories where you're like, yeah, it all made sense. I didn't see how it was going to work out. And then I met that person. And along the way, I found myself first, or I started this great career, like whatever you did before meeting your person and starting your family. I want to hear all of that because women like this in the comments need to hear that too.
It is an epidemic because a lot of women do panic. In the decade from 30 to 40 and then 40 to 50, men can see and sense the panic. And that's what a lot of men avoid. Yeah? The world is yours. Have a nice day.
You expire our sexual peak.
We have been sold a lie.